Hey, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to Too Much Tech. And in today's video, we're going to be reviewing the FNATIC STREAK65 65% keyboard, as the name implies. Huge shout out to FNATIC actually for sending this out early. I've been using it for the past week and a half or so and testing it out, and now I'm here to give you guys my thoughts. So number one, this is not only a 65% keyboard, but this is also a low profile keyboard as well. And before we talk about anything else, let's talk about the lighting tricks that this thing does, because it's pretty sweet. So check this out. When you boot up the keyboard or plug it in for the first time, not the first time, but every time you plug in the keyboard, it lights up the FNATIC name with the keys and the logo on the space bar. I just think it looks really sweet. It's a nice touch, and really no other keyboard does that I've seen today. Maybe if other companies started to do it, that would be kind of cool, but I just think that is a really cool and unique touch that FNATIC put on this keyboard. So I don't know if they all do that, but I like it. They should all do that. Next, let's go ahead and talk about the build quality real quick. So this is, like I said, a 65% keyboard. They have the USB Type-C port in the right spot on the left side, where it should be 100% of the time for a gaming keyboard. So that's really nice. You do have some height adjustable feet. Ooh, these boys are tough too. On the side, and like personally, it barely moves around at all. You got some solid rubber feet on here as well. And like really, it does a good job at not tipping over too, because sometimes you move these keyboards, you move them side to side, and it collapses one of the feet, and now your keyboard's uneven like in the middle of a session. That doesn't happen with the STREAK65, fortunately. I don't know what they did, but you've seen how tough it was to pull out the first time. So these are engineered pretty good, but personally, half the time I found myself not even using the height adjustability. I don't really know why, but maybe because this is a true low profile keyboard. Like you can see here, these switches are extremely short. These are basically the same size as like Cherry low profile switches. But you got low profile switches and keycaps as well. Speaking of the keycaps, really the only complaint that I have with this keyboard is the fact that you got these ABS keycaps that shine extremely easily. Like as soon as I touch it, you can see like it collects like all my hand oils and everything. Like it's not my favorite. Now, I will mention this until it gets fixed. Companies really need to stop using ABS keycaps on gaming keyboards, unless it's like a premium double shot ABS, even if it's shine through, but it has to be a better quality than what it is. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, this keyboard is $109. I do wish that it came with better PBT keycaps, but other than the keycaps, continue to talk about the performance, let's get back to these low profile switches. So these are FNATIC speed low profile switches, and they actuate at 1 millimeter. 1 millimeter actuation. They're fairly quiet as well. They have a total of 3.2 millimeters of travel, and using them has been really good. Surprisingly, I haven't gotten like a lot of accidental key presses or anything like that too. So it's just really comfortable to use. I don't mess up when typing, and it works well for gaming too, which is surprising because I've used other keyboards with 1 millimeter actuation, and I have accidentally typed and all that stuff, and it just gets really old. For some reason on this keyboard, I don't have that issue. I don't know why, but it just works. But yeah, outside of that and the keycaps, the switch performance is really good. The keycaps, yeah, but other than that, the build quality of the keyboard is very solid. You know, you got no real flexing or anything like that at all, which is surprising because this is a pretty much plastic build, 100% through and through. On the top and bottom plates, you can feel it. It's just plastic, but it's very rigid. There's not really a ton of flex. Like when you bottom out the board, there's very little flex at all, which is surprising. Now, again, we got the USB Type-C port in the right spot. They give you one, you know, a USB Type-C cable in the box, obviously, but I'm using my custom keys, black on black aviator shrink wrap coil cable on this keyboard because it just matches. It looks so much better, and FNATIC is one of those companies that picked up and said, hey, these custom coil cables are really cool and everybody's using them. Let's do detachable USB-C cable, make it future-proof and customizable. Excellent. Now, going back to the switches, like I said, these are their low profile speed switches, and they do feel and respond a little bit faster, in my opinion, than like if I use Cherry or Kale Speed Silvers. That's kind of like the direct comparison that I'll give them, because they actually just a little bit sooner, and you don't find yourself accidentally pressing them and messing up during typing and whatnot like you will with like a Razer optical switch. Those I think are a little bit too sensitive for my liking, and this somehow, some way, magically, with the same actuation point or similar, strikes a good balance and lets you type and game without messing up, which is very nice. Now, being a low profile keyboard, the keycaps are super short, and so are the switches, so you can use this comfortably without a wrist rest. You can use it just on your desk or mouse mat or whatever, and you can use this 110% without a wrist rest, without a need to, because naturally your hand is just at a perfect angle without the need for a wrist rest. And like I said too, half the time when I use this keyboard, I didn't even use it with the flip out feet out, which is surprising, because any other taller profile keyboard, I pretty much always set the adjustable feet to the maximum height, just because I feel it's a bit more comfortable. But with this, I don't know why, I just don't need it. So in terms of the ergonomics of the keyboard and using it long term for, you know, hours at a time, I have zero issues with it. Getting away from the switches, let's talk about these stabilizers real quick. These, I don't know, this is 2 keyboards in a row. The Rocket that I just reviewed and this one now, these companies, guys, I'm telling you, we keep mentioning it and they're starting to fix it. These, again, some of the best stabilizers on a keyboard, and FNATIC made it a point too to have really good custom factory loop stabilizers. So the stabilizers, I'll put some B-roll up right now so you guys can see, because it looks excellent. These stabilizers are custom orange painted and lubed, like you can see the lube on the stabilizers. They did a really good job, and they made sure that there is no rattle on these stabilizers. Like if you wiggle the keycap a little bit, you don't hear anything at all. And like you press it down and bottom it out, it's solid the whole way through, smooth, no scratchiness, no nothing. What can I say? We keep asking for it and they're delivering. So you can download software for this keyboard. Basically all you use it for is to change the RGB and change keybinds and all that stuff if you want, but honestly you don't really need the software because they have all the shortcuts printed on the keycaps themselves. So that's really nice. I like how you really don't need the guide, you don't need the software, and you're good to go just by using the commands on the keyboard. Now, if you want to change your RGB mode on the keyboard itself, press function, press M, and then left and right on arrow keys. And you can cycle through all the different RGB modes. It's really, really easy. There's really not much to it. Now, this keyboard is $110. Now, at $110, you're competing with a lot of things. And I'm not gonna lie to you, for $110, I will buy this. I would heavily consider if you're looking specifically for a low profile, very fast, and somewhat quiet as well mechanical keyboard. Like I have zero issues with the keyboard other than the keycaps. Once they swap these keycaps, even if they do like a midlife design, or not design, but like an update to your product within a year or so, or within 6 months preferred, with double shot PBT low profile keycaps, I don't even know if they make those, but if those are even possible and you're able to make them and put them on this keyboard, I mean, all day, you got a super easy keyboard for me to recommend to everybody. It's already there where I have so little wrong to say about it. Even with the subpar keycaps, I don't have a problem recommending it to people because the rest of the board is fantastic. But once they fix that, the only thing I could really say is have double shot PBT keycaps and come out with a colorway in white. And that's gonna look super clean. I mean, this RGB is already extremely bright as it is. The LED qualities that they picked are really good. So that, coupled with a white keyboard, is just gonna look clean. But again, huge shout out to FNATIC for sending this out early for me to test. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. That's all I got for you. Drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below, or join my Discord if you guys have any other questions as well. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one.